So folks, I thought I'd stop on here and talk about the recent pillaging of the Jamaican coffers to line the pockets of the politicians. Now, recently, I think it's today, a minister without portfolio in the Prime Minister's office came out to say that the parliamentarians giving themselves a 200% raise now eliminates any justification for bribes and corruption.
Lee Kuan Yew, when he was running Singapore, said that he's going to pay his government people well so that they have zero excuse to either not do their jobs or to be corrupt. And I think we as government, opposition, executive, the excuse of not being paid well is off the table. What needs to happen now, and the Prime Minister was very clear about it, is that MPs and ministers, and I think on both sides of the aisle, now have an ultimate responsibility to demonstrate to the people of Jamaica, even more than they were doing before, that we're working for them.
Hello. Do you know who gets knocked all the time for taking bribes and being involved in corruption? The very police who keeps your head secure while you lay on your cushy pillows. They get knocked all the time for being involved in crime and corruption. And they get a mere $2 million, a maximum of $2 million per year for their salary. So the fact that you're trying to justify this raise with corruption and bribe speaks mostly to your character and not how much money you make. Because trust me, even with the $22 million that most of you will be earning, there will still be some of you involved in bribery and corruption. Teachers, nurses, policemen get a maximum of $2 million per year. So your $9 million that you were earning as of before April of this year, that did not put you in squalor. You were getting more pay than 99% of the Jamaican population. Now let us talk about the math where this raise is concerned. Now, with your $22.4 million, Mr. Prime Minister, you are getting 37% of the pay that the US president gets. He runs a country with 300 million people, and you run a country with nearly 3 million people, which means you're getting 37% of his pay, but your job only involves a mere 1% of his job. Do the fuzzy maths for me. That looks like Sunday school math for me. 2.8 million is less than 1% of the 300 million people in America. Yet he gets $400,000 per year for his pay, and you get 147,000 US dollars per year for your pay. That is Sunday school math to me. Maybe it's from my lowly place of not robbing those who are my employers. Because, Mr. Prime Minister, there's nowhere else in the world that the employee gets more pay than the employer. Nowhere, except when it comes to politicians and those who employ them. Except when it comes to politicians and those who hold the country up on their mere backs. You get more pay than the people who are actually holding the country up. And please, spare me. Spare me the I'm doing this not just for my side, but the opposition also. Because you know that one day you'll be the opposition too. So you're still lining your pockets, not just for now, but also for the future. Because the opposition may be happy now that they're getting a pay near yours, but come another day, you'll be the opposition. And so what you're doing is strategically making sure that you live the lavish lifestyle you're living now, even when you're no longer working in the position you are in right now. If this is not what robbery looks like, if this is not how there's a difference, Mr. Prime Minister. There's a difference between holding yourself up and standing on the head of the poor to hold yourself up. And this is what that looks like. This is what would put your ancestors and those who paved the way for you as a politician to shame. This, Mr. Prime Minister, is what the grandmother who you say you grew up with would call highway robbery. It doesn't look good. It is shameful. This, if you look in the Jamaican Patois dictionary, you'd see your face beside the words dry eye and barefaced. It is a shame. My point is, if the Jamaican economy can afford a 200 and over 200% raise for parliamentarians, then it can afford a 10% raise for the civil servants, for the men and women who actually hold the country up. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking on political lines. I'm talking about the men and women who give their lives every day for the upliftment of this country. Not the upliftment of parliamentarians, for the upliftment of the country. That's what I'm talking about. Give them something to work with, not just yourself. You're not the only workers. So give the people who are actually working for the country something to live by. When was the last time public sector workers got a 10% or a double-digit raise in their salaries? And now parliamentarians have the nerve to give themselves a triple-digit raise in their salaries and have the nerve to be defending it. Now that is the definition of contrary. Now, if you haven't already, like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. We would greatly appreciate it.